Hey, welcome to the channel. Twitter Spaces every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We talk about the Drip Network and the Animal Farm. Hosted by Drip to Wealth, aka Kryptonite. Our speakers for this week included Crypto Neptune, Crypto Cuban, Don Sep DeFi, Moonshot Max, Drip Strategy, Mo Crypto 777, Crypto Mark 7, Crypto Bag Trav, DeFi Dialogue, and Crypto King 420. Want to tell you, there is major alpha Unreal utility that will be launched by the Drip Avengers. I want to tell you about it, but you got to listen for yourself. Check it out. Let's go.
Good evening, guys. Hold on for a second. We're getting a squad together.
Mark, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Fantastic. Don Sep, Lavelle, Todd, I see you guys. Safe Moon Bones, welcome to the call. We've got Elon Muskie. I love that. Welcome. Crypto Karina 64, welcome to the call. Diana D. Drip Queen, welcome. Wow, we've got two ladies of the faucets on here. Andy, welcome to the call. LD.
What up, what up, what up?
I am good, my friend. How about yourself?
Doing well, man. Doing well. You know, always debating
Wonderful.
the strategies.
Don Sep DeFi, I'm actually going to invite you to speak. Jock Daddy, welcome to the call. I see you, my friend.
You.
There you go, brother. How are
man,
you
I'm
today?
feeling amazing, man. Blessed. Feeling blessed and amazing.
Oh.
Hope everybody's feeling the same way.
No, that's great energy. And that's how you start blasting into the new year, 2023.
Yes.
Although we should feel like that most days,
Facts.
right?
Facts.
It should feel like that most days. I heard that. All right, so let's do that since it's a little bit after 5. Okay, Elon, I see you, my friend. So we'll make sure that you have a moment to talk. So again, there seems like there's a few new faces. So let's just go through this really quick. Every Wednesday at around 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, we host Twitter Spaces with some of the best minds, smart people, extremely supportive of the entire ecosystem. They do a really good job of promoting both the Drip Network and the Animal Farm. And we have these conversations amongst ourselves in a very private group. But we found value in sharing this information with the listeners on this type of call. So this is the time for you guys to kind of get plugged in. We'll go through some of the latest updates within the ecosystem. We'll cover our insights and strategies. And then we'll talk about some of the tough questions, right? Pricing being one of them, and anything else that's on your mind. So if at any point in time you feel the urge to kind of jump in, I believe at the bottom left of your phone, there's an option for you to request to speak. And we could talk about whatever you want to. You can even answer a question. All right. So let's go ahead and jump in. How's everyone feeling? Let's just start there. It's near year end. We've been around Drip for about 12 months, most of us. How are we feeling heading into year end, kind of getting amped up for 2023?
Great, my man. I'm already in 2023.
Oh my God, Mark. How's everybody
That
doing?
means you probably already started planning.
I'm already working, man, because it's the laziest week in the year, and the best way to go ahead the competition. It's the unfair advantage I'm using.
Okay. Getting started earlier. That's the unfair advantage. I love that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Who else is there? Mo, welcome to the call, my friend.
How's it going?
Excellent. Yeah, I'm actually doing the same thing. So right around this time is when I take a couple of weeks off, literally. But it's been hard for me to do that because this is my first full year in crypto. My anniversary date was December 15th. And I've been so connected to the entire crypto market in general, and then obviously anything within our ecosystem. So it's hard for me to pull myself away from it. But like the last couple of weeks of the year, I tend to unplug and really start thinking about 2023 in this example. And for me personally, it's really thinking about all the things that maybe I could have done slightly different as I think about my crypto experience and then the things I want to improve on heading into the new year. And I'll just give everybody one example and then I'll ask people to kind of chime in. Like the one thing that I'm realizing with crypto, especially it being my very first bear market, this word patience comes up quite a bit. Like it's very, very difficult to not want to rush the process because we see how powerful this ecosystem could be and the earning potential could be insane. And just the patience it requires to kind of fight through all of the technical aspects that Forex has to deal with, and then the overarching macroeconomic things in the economy that none of us can control. It requires a great deal of patience and fortitude to kind of fight through this. So for me, it's just a matter of just kind of understanding that time in cryptocurrency doesn't really happen within days and weeks. It's really months and years. And I just need to wrap my head around that. So that's the one thing I'm going to work on heading into 2023.
Hey, that's great, man. Like for me, um, I was going to take a week off before starting 2023, but then I just told myself, it's like any other day, any other week. Just keep doing what you have to do. If you have some goals that you're setting yourself for, just keep working, and you have to just go through it. Like the bear market right now might be very, very bad for everybody, but like you can't, like you don't have a lot of control over it. So you just have to go through it day at a time, and eventually, when we're going to be in a bull market, you're gonna thank yourself for all the hard work you're putting in right now.
I agree. I agree. Mo, is this your first year in a crypto bear market? I think we've
Oh,
all maybe. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I got in at the end of the last bear market,
Yeah.
but I was just educating myself on everything that had to do with crypto and DeFi.
Yeah.
So I got in maybe 3 months before we saw the massive bump. And I was one of the guys that had Shiba Inu, and I had a bunch of other meme coins and whatever. So I got a bunch of coins, and for some kind of luck, they pumped. I took a little bit of profit, but
Yeah.
I missed out on a lot of profit. So then after that whole catastrophe that happened, like for me, because I didn't take any profits, I told myself, like now we're slowly going back down. It's my opportunity to get educated, to learn from my mistakes, and sometimes you don't necessarily learn from mistakes, but you also want to learn from success. But at the same time, I went through the first opportunity for me to take profit. I missed it, so I learned from it, educated myself, and taken the rest of the
Yeah.
bear market opportunity to keep, getting a bigger and bigger portfolio, so that once we hit the next bull run, it's going to be much easier on me.
Totally. Makes sense. If anyone says there weren't lessons to be learned, especially if it's your first time going through a bear market, I don't think you're paying attention. So this type of call kind
Yeah,
of helps you understand some of the opportunities, aka misses. And to your point, one of them is, just be mindful of taking profit. Like, I don't think any of us really understand that and why it's so important. But I think we all maybe can take a moment and reflect back and think we would have done things slightly different. But to your point, Mo, all that does is it makes us smarter and more prepared for the next cycle, right?
100%.
So
Yeah,
the only thing we typically can do now is kind of continue to learn about cryptocurrency, be smarter about our investments, and then do what's normal during this time, and that's either accumulate or hold, right? Because the prices are so slow. Like those are really your options, right? To accumulate or hold.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. One of the things that really helped me is actually being in a team. At like essentially one of my uplines in Drip has been in Drip and crypto for a few years, and he actually wrote a book on being able to spot rug pulls, which
Mm.
is weird, but he never really published it. But he just wrote a book, so
Yeah.
he's really good at figuring out which project is a rug, which one is about to rug, which one is not sustainable, and whatnot. And he's helped me over the last few months figure out, for example, which projects to go in, which ones not to go in.
Yeah.
And that really helped me because I only knew about that, like about his whole experience after I got demolished in a bunch of, node projects and a bunch of um, high APY projects, like in the bull run last time.
Yeah.
So now I'm a bit more equipped, and it's really important to position yourself with people that are positive, people that are educated, and people that like to spend some time to teach you. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a team, no matter how crypto is a solo sport or not, if you're in a team, you can figure out some ways to help each other, and push each other to succeed in different aspects. So it really helped me.
Totally. Totally. Let me do this really quick here. I see we got some DeFi dialogue. I see you joined. Okay. LD or Donsep, do you guys want to chime in on 2022 learnings, what we're planning to do for 2023?
Hey man, I mean, let's talk about it, right? So, this is my first bear market for sure. I mean, when I first got into crypto, I remember like BNB was like going up to like 500, 600, something like that. And I never knew of BNB at any other
600.
price
Yeah.
for real. Yeah, I never knew. And then that's when I was getting into all these like
Okay.
meme coins and like all these little rug pulls and everything that was just going wrong for me, right?
Love
And
it.
but but now, I mean, seeing what honestly 2022 has been amazing. I had somebody tell me like, "Yo, 2022 has been the worst year for real for everybody," and I was like, "Speak for yourself," because honestly, the amount of knowledge that I've learned from this drip thing, like I know that somebody had came to me on Twitter and was like, "Yo, don't you wish you just would have got in at drip here at this price?" And my
Yeah.
answer, I mean, in retrospect, of course, I mean, duh, with all the
Yeah.
money I put in, yeah, in retrospect, of course, but no, in the same token, because what I've been able to learn, or how invested that I've been
Yeah.
for the past 11 and a half months, the connections that I've built, the networking that I've done is something that is priceless. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Agreed.
like there's so much more in this community than just the just the drip and just the like there's so much more value that we gain here, and that's the power of it, right? I mean, just being able to be in these forex shark AMAs, like I've never heard somebody so smart a day in my life. Seriously, I've never like, I know a lot of people might complain that they're pretty long and all, but I've never heard
Yeah.
anybody this smart a day in my life. And I love to not be the smartest person. I want to listen, I want to soak up game, and I
Totally.
feel like every time he speaks, I learn something. And just even watching everybody in here post their journeys and put new perspectives up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love the fact that I'm able to just learn from all of us. I mean, talking to all of you, there's so many of you that are so much smarter than me. And I'm just learning from you all, and you guys inspire me to just keep doing better. So, yeah, 2022, they might say some things have been down with price, but number one, everyday DCA, I've been able to accumulate, and I've been making money all the time anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
And on top of all of that, I've been able to gain. I've been gaining, even though the price has been going down. I've been gaining in other aspects. That is going to definitely help for 2023, because as we all know, Forex said mid-January, and I see a lot of people laughing and joking, thinking it's all fun and games, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be funny when go to $3.
And think about
Ain't,
that. We're saying $3 would
do
be
you hear how
mind
crazy
blowing.
that sounds?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
$3 is literally life changing. And
Totally.
this, we're talking about the same, and this is the part that makes me so like happy, it's like, bro, this is the same thing that I bought for $165. People don't get what's about to happen. I'm talking about people that have been diligent and people that have really been able to just fight through it and just ignore the FUD. We are going to be the winners. And I can't wait to see what all of us do, because all of us are such a great, I love all of us in this community. And I know when the reversal happens and the money really starts happening, we're going to really be coming up with so many new incentives and so many ways to make sure that we don't ever hit this type of predicament again. So I can't wait.
Totally.
I can't wait.
Totally. No, you nailed it, especially with your level of enthusiasm. And that's the other piece too, is that, just around this time, people are just feeling maybe a little defeated. Perhaps the pricing has not met or exceeded your expectations, but somehow you're still able to see the silver lining, right? And that's the most important piece. Like, again, because most of us, at least the first few, this is our very first big market. You just simply don't know what to expect. And you've got smart people around you that have gone through this painful process before, and they're providing guidance on exactly what you should be doing. And they're saying, one, don't make decisions based on your emotions. And then two, you got to hold on to that one thing of value, especially one that's got a very large and committed community like the Drip Network. And then two, you got a very smart developer, right, Donsep? And then three, he's still building, right?
Yeah.
So when you
See, that's
factor
the thing.
those things
And
in,
that's the thing.
you better be
That's the thing.
accumulating.
That's the thing that people don't understand. And that's the thing that I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what's so confusing about this, right? Because when you look at Forex Shark, right, one thing that he's never done, he's never not delivered. Now, you might blame his timing on delivery, right? So it
True.
might not be the day that he said
True.
it was going to be. But
Yes.
there has never been a situation with any of his tokens that he's not delivered or he's scammed or he's rugged, right? And he's
Yeah.
always working. He still has things developed, but you have to understand the man is playing chess. He's not playing checkers. This
Yeah.
isn't, and also he has to also play. I mean, when you're the number one trader in the world, right?
Yeah.
Or the number two trader or whatever. When you're the number two trader, I mean, I'm sure he knows things that we don't,
Very
like,
true.
and he's willing. And listen, he made these tokens do these X's. You know what I mean? Like he developed these things. So I love how so many people know so much more than the person that developed this thing. Like,
That's a good point. I understand what you mean there. Yeah.
I can't doubt the person that has literally made, I don't even know how many millionaires, changed so many people's lives. I can't doubt that. And with every token has been a success. And the animal farm, he's literally building. And when we're talking about building, we can't, like, I feel like we're under, like, that's not, I feel like that's kind of like a short at what he's doing. He's he's literally changing the way that DeFi is. Like, he's
Agreed.
innovating DeFi. Like, he's literally changing the way that DeFi runs. Because now that the animal farm is out, there's no competition. That's the thing
Yeah.
about his project. When he
Yeah.
does things, there's nobody to compete with him. There's nobody. He's blowing everybody out the water by far. If you put anybody that's supposed to do any drip, quote unquote competition is blown out, or they're non-existent anymore.
I
If
love
you
it.
look at Animal Farm versus
Yeah.
Pancake Swap, it's a joke. Let's really
Yeah.
be serious.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that people are saying is the fact that, oh, well, Forex Sharks Anonymous, oh, he's gonna steal the money. Yeah. It sounds good. But meanwhile, everybody's making a lot. Everybody's making a lot of money, and the stuff hasn't even kicked in yet.
Yeah.
It's
Especially
about to
to
get
all the
crazy.
existing projects that are still out. We're still making a lot of money
Yeah,
and
people are making
compared
money
to
in REAP.
competition. Yeah.
People are making money in REAP. People are making money in BREAP. He still has other projects
Yeah.
that are still running and successful. So all this, like, I don't know. I mean, crypto, you need to have a trust in a developer, and I know that, especially seeing Forex Shark. Honestly, the reason that I'm so invested in Drip and Animal Farm is because after being, like I told you all about the meme tokens and all that foolishness, man, I never knew a developer. I'd never been able to find a developer, and then let alone one that I could trust. And it's like, once you have somebody like Forex Shark, it's kind of hard to go to somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of hard because it's like he done raised the bar so high It's
Yeah.
like, no, why would I put something else into something else when I could just trust him?
Yeah, trust him. And then we've had bad experiences with exploits and rug pulls and all the other things that have taken.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
But
don't want to
he's the
lose any
only
more money.
but
Yeah,
he's the only one. I done lost a lot of money in a lot of projects. But when something happened to his protocol, he shut it, he got everything right and made sure all of our funds was back. How can I be mad at somebody like that?
And
agreed.
came back stronger.
And came back in, and then he said this, okay, and since they wanted to do that, let's use their money, inflicted to help us, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna make it even better so that way we all can make more money. How am I
uh,
supposed to be mad at that? I'm supposed to be mad that it took him 6 months? I don't care. Shout out to you. You saved
right.
my money. These people didn't care at all. They probably were the ones that took my money. So
Agreed.
Hey,
like, I don't, for me, like I say, I post this on Twitter a lot. Don't ever doubt people that never gave you a reason to doubt them, right? And Forex Shark has never gave me a reason to doubt him. Like, in the main scheme of things, I'm not even talking about these little petty delays or whatever like that.
Yeah,
That's not what I'm
yeah,
worried about. I'm talking about like in the main scheme of things. Like, he's never gave me a reason to not trust him because he's literally been trustworthy with all his stuff. He has delivered. He said and I don't like how people are still trying to run with this narrative. Of this whole like he's not delivering and stuff like that on time, because for the past couple times he's been relatively on time. He's
yeah.
been he's been like he said he was, and I know it doesn't make up for all the ones that he's missed. I understand that, but
Right.
I think people need to start paying more attention to the fact that no, he is starting to do more better on time. He is being a man of his word about that, and we should take that into account. So I don't
I
know.
agree.
I'm really bullish on Forex, and I haven't found another developer. Granted, I don't do a lot of searching because there ain't no reason for me to be honest with you. So, but
No, that
yeah,
makes sense. I think we're all a little gun shy. You know what I mean? Especially given the circumstances and our past experiences. Yeah, you want to stick with what's working. So I totally understand that too. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. LD,
What up?
good brother. Hey, do you want to chime in?
Yeah, man. I just so I one of the FUD comments that I get a lot on my comments in the videos are, oh, I'm so pissed because Forex is a scammer and he's only giving Animal Farm attention. And my thing to that is, like we were saying in our group today that I mentioned there, is maybe you have to look into the specifics of why he's doing that, right? Because, for example, the circulating supply of AFP that is left right now, right, in the pig pen is sitting at about 41K pigs. That's it. So,
Yeah.
A realistic value for that would be about what, $4 million.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if we're going to buy it, it would probably go up in price, like we were talking about, all the way up. But so we're sitting at 41K of AFP. So he has all of his, I don't know, let's say, attention on Animal Farm. And he's doing all of these AMAs and all of these videos and all of this stuff to point people to Animal Farm. And people don't understand why. But what I said in my group and with you guys today, it's like, um, what happens once all of those pigs are gone? Once there's no more to be purchased, because there's only 41K, right? What's going to happen to the price of pigs if, just for example, half of those have been sold now and put into the pig pen? So we're sitting at 20K only, right? What's going to happen is the price of pigs is going to go up, which is going to make it harder for people to get pigs. So what are they going to do? They're going to farm them. And what is the best way to farm pigs right now? It's using dogs. So what is going to
Mm-hmm.
happen to dogs? The price of dogs is going to go up. And when people see that the drip BUSD farm has an 8x multiplier for you to be able to get dogs quicker, then people are going to go to drip, especially if the drip price is sitting around $1, right? So it's all intertwined. It all works together. It
Yeah.
just is going to take some time. But I think he's completely focused on the Animal Farm now so he can sell those pigs, because he wants those pigs sold so that the price of pigs goes up, dogs goes up, and drip goes up all together. And then we are laughing all the way to well, I was going to say bank, but I can't, because screw
No,
banks.
to our debit cards. Right. That's really
To our pig
prepaid
pen
debit cards.
dividend
Yeah.
cards. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. And that's the other thing too, is that it's very tough for people to see the big picture. And part of it is because Forex Shark is probably trying to provide you guys with the 10,000 level view.
Yeah.
But then sometimes he kind of gets into the very nuts and bolts of a lot of our projects. And sometimes it can be confusing to a lot of people, and they just get disconnected and not really understand what he's saying. And for me, it goes back to everything we're reiterating on this call. He hasn't really given us a reason not to trust him, right? The worst that most people can say about Forex Shark is his timing, right? That's probably the worst people can say. And then you say, has that improved over time? And the answer, again, goes back to yes, right? Has he gone from 0 to 100? That's unfair to ask someone to hit a switch and become someone different. But he's made, very conscious efforts to improve his communication and his timing. So what makes us believe that he's not going to fix the drip network? Like, the emphasis is on the animal farm, right, LD? And that's because it's an easy sell, the animal farm.
Every time the guy talks, he literally is saying, in some sort of form or another, he's literally saying, I will only reward those who are patient. It is literally in his header. It's like crypto is an exchange from the impatient to the patient.
Yeah.
Right? It's an exchange of wealth. He says it every time. And if you don't believe, it's like, look at what happened with the pig pen. He knew that as soon as, all that the pig price was skyrocketing, he knew there would be a sell-off. So what did he do? He waited. And before he did the pig pen injection, he waited.
Smart.
So that tells me right there that this guy is here for the long run, and he's going to benefit the long-term investors.
I agree.
Hey, one thing also everybody should keep an eye out on is Forex, just like Don just said a few minutes ago. Forex froze the farm to make sure that everybody's funds are safe. And then when the timing was right, he released the funds. Everybody was able to get their money back and do whatever the hell they wanted with it. Now, if you compare that to Stable Fund and the drama that's happening this week, and the developers are stealing everybody's money, would you rather be invested in a project like that, where the developers are launching another token without reimbursing the V1 holders, or would you rather wait 6 months and get your money back? There's different things that you have to weigh in here and make sure you're taking the right decision. And another thing is, now there's so many different projects that are coming out, and you have to make sure you're investing your money in the right place, because the bear market makes everybody anxious. So everybody's going to come out with random projects and tell you they're going to give you the moon, or 5% a day, 10% a day. But then a few months later, they take a couple $1 million from investors, and then they rug and they disappear. So you have to be very careful where you're putting money in. And just like everybody else has been saying right now, I'd rather bet my ass on Forex in a bear market than anybody else. And that's why also I'm not looking at any other projects unless I can see something from Forex that's being released anytime soon,
Hey,
Makes
Mo.
sense. Yes. Is that
Can
you?
It's
Elon
Elon.
Musk.
Hey,
All right, my friend.
Actually, Drip to Wealth. This isn't my name now on here is Elon Musk, but I'm crypto connoisseur.
And that voice sounded like that.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I just like messing with everybody. So
I
it's
love
Elon
it. You
Musk
did it.
now.
Yes. Well done, my friend. But I recognize the voice. Awesome.
Well, I just wanted to say, Mo was talking about looking at other projects, and he's sticking here. Mo, so by the end of the year, I'm going to have 90 million plants in the garden here, and I'll have 19,000 drip in my faucet. So that means in 40 days, I'm going to have a max account.
I love it.
So here's my plan to diversify a little bit and stay safe. And you guys can follow this or take notes from it or tell me I'm stupid, but whatever. So when I have my maxed out account, I fully expect that drip is going to eventually be to $1 easily, which means at $1, I'm going to be pulling in, was that $265 a day? That's
Hmm.
$7,400 a month,
Yeah.
roughly $80,000 a year. I could live off that, but that's not what I'm going to do because I know the bull market's coming back. So I'm taking 30% of that money and I'm taking it and putting it for my daily bills and everything. I'm
Yeah.
Okay.
taking another 30% and I'm going to take that drip, sell half of it, swap it for BUSD, put it into the drip BUSD form because it's got the highest multiplier, earn
Yeah.
my dogs and my pigs off of that.
Yep.
Okay.
Then I'm going to take, now here's the other percentage, the last 40%. I'm going to take 30% of that and I'm going to purchase as much cake token as I want for two reasons. One, Pancake Swap is one of the largest swaps out there. It's safe. They're always making sure that their people are taken care of. It's super easy. It's super cheap. And we're built on top of Pancake Swap. That's where we're doing all of our volume. So you're helping the project by helping out Pancake Swap. And if we get to $1 billion, you know that Pancake Swap token is going to be over $100 at the next bull.
Yes.
So if I can take that and put that cake token into the farm and earn my dogs and pigs from that while I'm holding cake token, which is helping the ecosystem out. I mean, it's just full circle, and I'm going to make a ton of money on that. And I'll have that cake asset sitting in the farm that I can take out at any time I want if I want to go buy a house or buy a car or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the last 10% that's left over, I'm going to use that for screwing around with high risk stuff. I'm going to throw a bunch of it into Constellation DAG because I think
Hmm.
that they're doing really good things. They could really take off.
Hmm.
And I just think that you can have other plays like in the Pancake Swap and bring it back into the farm, still have that safety net of a good blue chip token, but earn off of the farm and kind of rehypothecate those funds yourself. You're
Yeah.
rehypothecated funds. So it's
It's
like a double compound.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great strategy, and one of the things that I want to do as well is to invest in the coins that are available on the Animal Farm, and cake is being one of them. And I bought a about like 200 $300 worth of it a few weeks ago, and I also put in the farm because you have a blue chip that's helping the ecosystem. You have a blue chip that's basically rehypothecating in the ecosystem as well, and you're getting dogs which you're going to use to farm more pigs, and at the end of the day you're just helping everything all around, and then when cake goes to $100, then you're going to make a killing. So I love that strategy, and exactly whatever you just said is
Me
perfect.
too.
And remember that Fidelity Investments, I don't know if you guys heard this, who manages
Yeah,
over $11 trillion
yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
is now just filed for a trademark patent on exchanging crypto. So even if they take 1%, just 1% of that money, that's $100 billion that they're going to be putting into crypto
Only
out
And
a
of
hundred
one
billions.
company.
that's
Yeah.
why
Only
a
a hundred
lot of
billion.
people are mentioning on my feeds everywhere that we're starting to see a bit more momentum going back into the crypto space in 2023, and it seems like everything is aligning perfectly. I don't know, but because of that Fidelity announcement a couple of days ago, I feel like something is gonna be happening at the beginning of the year.
It feels like
No.
something. It feels like I
Yeah.
mean, people are still pissed about stuff. Don't get me wrong; it's going to take a while to get over. But does it feel like to you guys that the sentiment is taking like, "Hey, it's a new year, we can start over," kind of feeling to you? Because that's how I feel. People are starting to act.
Yeah. I mean, it is a
Yep.
psychology, right? Like we all feel like the start of a new year, you kind of wash your past sins away and get a clean start. So I think I go into every new year with a lot more vigor and ambition and goals. So if everyone else is kind of thinking and feeling the same way, it could be the start of a new cycle for us. That would
Let
be
me
awesome.
let me ask
Yeah.
everyone something here. So has everyone here seen that interview with Warren Buffett where he was talking about how he wouldn't buy Bitcoin? If
Yes.
you, yeah, if you know which one I'm talking about, right? He
For
was
like a
essentially
quarter, he
saying,
wouldn't buy any of it for like
yeah, he
$25
wouldn't
or a
buy.
quarter. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And what did he say? He said that he wouldn't buy Bitcoin because it doesn't give you anything. It's not like an asset. You're relying on someone to buy it off you at a higher price. So my question to everyone is, what do you think Warren Buffett would say if you told him about AFP and how holding it gives you dividends, right, in BUSD dollar? Do you think he would buy that? And would he say that AFP is actually a better investment than Bitcoin?
He would buy everything.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, I think Warren Buffett is stuck in place in the old school, but technically every stock that you've ever seen is also a Ponzi scheme because it's all about people buying in lower and people selling at a higher rate. And that's how Warren Buffett made his money. That's how he still makes his money.
100.
I personally think that he's just scared of cryptocurrency because it's going to eventually take tens, if not hundreds of trillions of dollars away from the stock markets for him to play with. And that's why he's trying to hold on to it for dear life as much as possible and FUD it. But the mathematics are there that if you can purchase anything, it doesn't matter. If you could purchase a desk and a dollar bill popped out of that desk every single day, that's a good investment. It doesn't matter what it is you buy. You know
I
what I'm
totally
saying? It
agree.
could be
Yes.
absolutely anything. If you could buy a car and a car costs you gas to go down the road,
Yeah.
that's an investment. But if you buy a car that produces its own gas, what car are you going to buy? No matter how butt ass ugly that second car is, you're going to buy that second car.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. I love it. And I love your diversification plan too. Like if I go back to that really quick, because I want to make sure people didn't miss it. And you started with an allocation of like 30% of taking profit, right? So that is the
Yeah.
core lesson that everyone should take away from 2022. If you felt like in your mind you didn't take enough profit, that should be probably rule number one or rule number two, right? Make certain you take profit. And then the other 30%, you swap the drip and you paired it with BUSD so that you could stake it in the farm, right? So now you're starting to earn your dogs. And then if people aren't really paying attention, you put it in the pool because we're expecting the drip price to go above $1 so that at any point in time it takes a moonshot. Now you can liquidate that drip and then take out a nice size bag to really change your life and your lifestyle, right? And then the other
Yeah, I
30,
mean, yeah. So you're right. 30% take, 30% drip BUSD,
yeah,
30% cake. Yep.
yeah, and just stake it there and have it earning money, like a nice little yield while you wait for the price to appreciate. And then the other 30%, right? People can do whatever they want, but the whole point is to invest back into the ecosystem with a stable
Exactly.
coin, right?
Exactly
Something
what I was
that
going to say.
doesn't go away, like a Bitcoin and Ethereum. In your example, it's the cake. Regardless of what the token is, it's still within the animal farm. And I'm telling anybody, man, if you're holding ETH or Bitcoin on some other cryptocurrency exchange, I really want to understand why. Because they're just allowing you to have it sit there while they charge people transaction fees and you're not earning any yield. That needs to be moved over into the animal farm. Pay
Well,
your 1 or 2% tax and get it out of there.
it falls down to a lack of knowledge or a fear of the market. You know, when you have things like FTX that killed hundreds of thousands of people's funds, you know, people are scared. It doesn't matter how, I mean, you could have anybody come out, you know, you could have the national security advisor of the White House come out and say, I've put all my money into the animal farm. There's going to be half the population that says that guy's an idiot. He's going to lose all his money. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
People are just scared with everything that's going on. And like I said, there's a lack of knowledge there too. Not everybody knows
yeah,
that it's even there to do that. They think that, well, FTX was an isolated incident, and then Voyager was an isolated incident, and Luna was an isolated incident. Just go on and on and on. But you know, they're like, my centralized exchange is fine, and then next week they're like, why can't I make a withdrawal? You know,
right.
but
Yeah.
so I do think it's a lack of knowledge. You know, drip. I'll tell you right now, I set up a faucet account for my wife. She's had that faucet account. She didn't get to say so. I just did it. Now she has to compound it each day, and she's learning how to, you know, how to work crypto that way. But she just got a notification on her phone through her Trust wallet. It was this buzzing red warning sign that says this is a high risk play. You shouldn't be doing this, basically, for the drip
Yeah,
ecosystem, which really pissed me off. Because she comes up to me knowing what I know about the project. She's like, oh my God, what is going on? And I had to just calm my wife down and be like, you know, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. It's stupid. So drip
yeah,
is being gate kept. And if you don't think that the animal farm in some ways is being gate kept as well, you'd be fooling yourself because it for sure is.
Yeah, I think anything in DeFi probably is to some degree. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you. All right,
Can
but I
I
love
can
it.
I
I
just
love it.
can I just reiterate on what he said there? He said something extremely, extremely important in the very beginning. And he said that he was going to take 30% because it is what he needs to live. So he's thinking long term. He's reinvesting that money, right? He's not taking it out and buying a Lamborghini. He's taking out what he needs and he's using 2023 to accumulate cake, to accumulate his positions, grow his positions, so that in the future he has multiple different streams of income.
Totally.
Well,
Very
I want to
important.
be clear about one thing that everybody needs to think about. My 30% that I'm taking out for me to live, I actually only need 15% of that. The other 15% is immediately put into a separate account to pay taxes on my crypto so I don't get in a freaking bind at the end of the year. If you take 50% of the money that you pull out for profit, put it into an account to pay your taxes, you should technically have about 10% of that left over so that you always build up an account to pay your taxes. Be super, super careful, guys. Don't just take out the money to live on, because at the end of the year, you'll get a $30,000 tax bill and then you'll be screwed.
Makes sense. I love it. Bringing up tax implications. Yeah, let's be responsible. I totally agree there. All right, let's see here. Moonshot Max is on. Hey, Moonshot. I'm probably going to get into a conversation around utility. Let me know if you're able to speak. And Lavelle, same thing with you. You had a really good post today on Twitter. And if you're able to speak for a moment or two, I would love for you to hop on and ask the people the question that you posted on Twitter. And if not, I'll go ahead and ask that question because I'm kind of curious on the feedback there.
Yes, sir.
Moonshot!
What's good, man? What's good?
I'm fantastic, brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. I got time off from work, so I'm energized. I'm doing my research. I'm having fun here, listening to all you guys talk about the entire portfolio breakdown and all this stuff.
Good.
Pretty excited.
Yeah, and your most recent video was awesome too. I think you did it maybe a day or two ago on the new utility that we're planning for 2023. LD and Moonshot, are we able to provide a bit more insight on the call?
Heck yeah, we can.
Right
Everyone
on.
here deserves it.
Right on. Right on. Let them know. Let them know
So
what it is.
Moshot, do you want me to go over
Yeah.
the basics and then you
Of
hit them
course.
with the tokenomics?
I got you. I got
All
you.
right, and then you
Gamification.
guys have to pay attention. Like right now is a critical and important for everyone to listen. And if you haven't already, I want you guys to retweet this. We've got to get more people on the line talking about the Drip Network and the Animal Forum. And not just the same community. We want people to tag their friends that are not yet plugged in because we need to provide a reason for them to get excited. So these types of calls, right? So we're talking about the Twitter spaces we have on Wednesday. We're talking about the shorts that Mo and Mark create, and then the daily videos from Moonshot and LD and Mo and DeFi Dialogue. Like these are the types of things that the conversations you guys are trying to have with friends and family is one thing. But then when they hear from a third party and it is substantiated with tone, community, developer, and then the analytics that support it. And then they see real people that have the same types of questions, challenges, and opportunities, and they hear our voices, they want to get plugged in. So again, if you have not shared the Twitter spaces, take a moment, share it, and let people know that we are on because LD and Moonshot are about to release fire. This is the type of utility that could really catapult the ecosystem to a whole new stratosphere. All right.
So, for those of you guys who don't know, we have our own little group. We just had a group, and then someone randomly called us the Avengers. So we nicknamed the group the Avengers, the Drip Avengers. And it just is so funny how something comes up, and then it's just like it's bounced around in the room between all of us that are in there, and we just really improve on something that started as a funny little joke. So Unmade Sugar, he was like, no, I wanna turn us all into Avengers, because he's really, really good at Photoshop and everything. And he was like, we can turn everyone into an Avenger. And I was like, I was thinking And I had also received a comment. I get lots of comments all the time on, well, why don't you talk more about the reservoir? You know, the reservoir is very important, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, focus on the reservoir because drip needs a reservoir. And so I was like, man, what if we created NFTs using us, right? And any other, influencer who, has a certain amount of, I guess, influence.
Yep.
And we could turn them into an NFT, into a superhero NFT. And then we started, talking back and forth, and I was like, what if we can sell those NFTs and put the BNB from those NFTs into the reservoir and just simply compound it forever, right? Just compound it and compound it and compound it. Then it got bounced around a bit in there, and Unmade Sugar went and designed one, and I was like, make it like an old collectible card. You know those cards like you used to get, like Pokemon or Magic cards or whatever. You used to collect them as a kid, right? And he made it. And when he posted it, it was me, right? It was mine. He posted it, and it was like literally just it started an explosion in our group. And then Moonshot came in, and he's like, why don't we do this, and we'll add, every single person who wants to be a guardian, because we called it Guardians of the Reservoir. So everyone who wants to be a guardian has to come in with 100 drip, right? So and we would add it to a faucet. And then that faucet is going to be hydrated daily. And the NFTs are going to work like this. There are going to be, we can say 3 types of NFTs, but one is going to be extremely difficult to get. The first one is going to be just a regular NFT. It's going to be 0.1 BNB to get in, right, for you to buy the NFT. And then the next one is going to be a 0.25, and that's going to be a special edition NFT. And I'll let Moonshot go over a little bit more on how those are going to work together in a second here. But all of that drip, or all of that BNB used, is going to go into the reservoir. And the faucet is going to be hydrated. So let's say, for example, you buy your 0.1 NFT. You've got one NFT. That means that on the spinny wheel, you're going to have one wall. Your wallet address will be there once. So every week we're going to spin it on a Wednesday. If the winning wallet has a regular NFT, it's going to get the full daily claim. If it lands on someone who has a special edition NFT, well, that person is going to get 2 days claim and will be paid on a Thursday. So essentially, that faucet is going to get hydrated, right? The BNB in the reservoir is going to get hydrated, and the last mega live of every month, we're going to claim that daily BNB that we're going to get, right? And if we were projecting a decent amount of BNB per day that it's going to be making, what we're going to do is we're going to buy drip right from the circulating supply, and we're going to burn it. We're going to burn it. So it's not just providing BNB into the reservoir. It's also attacking drip and trying to lower the circulating supply. And as the BNB in the reservoir gets compounded, that means that the daily BNB that we're going to get is going to get bigger, which means the drip that we're going to be burning is going to get bigger, the value of it, right? Unless the price of drip goes up, obviously we're going to get less. But then what is super, super cool, the project doesn't end here, because I'm going to let Moonshot talk now about how we gamified the crap out of it to make it something insanely fun. Mr. Moonshot Max.
LD, they don't understand the alpha you're dropping yet. I'm telling you, it's going to be fire when they comprehend it all. I promise you, it's going to be fire. So you just bake the cake, right? Now Moonshot's going to throw the icing on it. Let's go.
Let's go. It's very exciting, guys. The hope for me, as a crypto investor, right? Let's not even focus on drip. I want everyone to just ask themselves, do you want to win in the crypto space? And everybody says, yes, I want to win. So this NFT project is going to make a win for everybody, not for just the drip, not just for the reservoir, but for you as an investor. And
Yes.
and I want to discuss how everyone is going to win. So obviously we know the BNB is going to go into the reservoir. So that's a win for the drip price floor. Another way drip is going to be either burnt or sent to the tax vault. That's another win for everybody who's invested into drip. So now you may ask, so how am I going to win as an investor when I buy these NFTs? Well, like LD said, you're going to have the opportunity to have your name, your wallet address on the will, and it's going to spin once every single week, and you will get that claim. If you have a special NFT, you'll get 2 days worth. But remember one thing, the rewards are going to be compounded, so the rewards are going to be increased each and every single week. So if you start off with 11 drip as rewards on month one, by the time we hit month number 6, we're probably going to be giving away like 30 drip, 40 drip.
That's crazy.
So,
Crazy.
so the compounding effects itself is going to help you ROI back on your investment. And on top of that, when the when the faucet reaches a max wallet and we cannot compound no more, everybody who owns an NFT is going to get a claim day. That means you are going to get over 200 drip at least one time, even if your name was never ever chosen, your wallet address was never ever chosen. So if you hold on to that NFT, you will still get an opportunity of getting over 200 drip by getting that one claim day. And by that time, we're expecting drip to at least be $2 to $5. So imagine the return you are going to get, even if you put in 0.1 BNB, just by getting one claim on a max wallet. So that in itself is a no lose right there.
Yeah.
You cannot lose. So another way for us to even gamify it even more to bring it to another level is we say, you know what? We want people to trade these cards because we want to implement a trading fee that's going to add more BNB to the reservoir. See, none of the Guardians, none of the Avengers are going to take any profits. No one is making any money off of this. We are actually giving money away to the faucet to start the project up. So no one here is going to get any BNB or anything at any time. But we said if we could find
Hey,
a way
Moonshot, can you hear me okay? Moonshot,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's
Give me
going a
one
little
sec.
staticky there.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me. Yeah, your volume has changed on us a little bit.
Yeah, something's changed.
Sorry. Hello?
It's still kind of echoey. But another thing, guys, is that every single time a Guardian joins, they're going to add an additional 100 drip to the faucet, to that Guardian's faucet. So we have people already asking to join. We have big YouTubers asking to join. We have big YouTubers offering to even just talk about it on their channels because they like it so much. So, Moonshot, let me know when your audio is back up.
Okay, is it good now, guys?
No,
Yeah,
maybe
still
leave and
sounds a
come
little
back.
echo. Yeah, how
maybe
about you
leave
do
and come
that?
back.
All right, let me leave and come back.
Yeah,
Hey,
because I
don't
want to
try
hear
not to talk through a traffic cone there, bud.
that.
So what Moonshot was starting to talk about was the fact that these cards are going to be needed to be traded. So you're going to need to trade them because they're going to be given out at random. So you're going to go to the site, you're going to click on a wheel, and it's going to give you a random NFT. You can choose between a regular or a special edition. Those are going to be your two choices. And then if you scroll down a little bit, there'll be a special one down there, but I'll let kind of Moonshot talk about that more when he gets back here. So this is how it's going to work. So there will be a need for you to trade these NFTs. And when you do that, there's going to be a tax on that. And that tax is going to be, I think, about 25%. So when you trade that NFT, 25% tax is going to be hit on that. But that is actually going to go directly into the reservoir as well. Everything generated goes into the reservoir, which builds everything big at the same time. That's essentially what it's going to be. Crypto, you got a question for me, my friend?
Yeah, who's that? And then I think he does have his hand up. Let me see. I'm gonna get him in. Let me see if I can get Moonshot next.
Does any of y'all know where that cartoon of Forex come from?
Yeah, Invader Zim.
Invader Zim.
Oh, all right.
Try to trick us. Try to trick us. Make sure we're paying attention.
Is that a trick question? But
Gotcha. Yeah.
maybe I can kind of get into it a bit, because I don't know what
Yeah. Let's see. And I
Moonshot.
just invited him, so let's just go into it until he comes in and he can kind of
All right.
overlay. Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, right, what we're going to do is we're going to create the need for you to create LP pairs based on the cards. So you know how Pokemon cards, for example, they used to have kind of like water, earth, all these kind of elements. Our cards are going to have coins. So for example, there's going to be, you can think of them as elements. They're going to be drip, they're going to be BUSD, they're going to be AFP, they're going to be AFD, right? And what we are going to create is the need for you to create all the LP pairs. So I think we're going to have I forget exactly what we worked out on how many LP pairs you're going to need, but you're going to need to generate these LP pairs. So if Moonshots, you hear Moonshot?
Yeah. He's back now.
Hopefully, I sound better now.
You
Yeah,
do.
you sound good now. So I just started talking about the LP pairs, so you can take off from there.
Oh yeah, so basically, the gamifying aspect is creating your LP pairs, but creating the LP pairs, gentlemen and ladies, are not going to be easy. You know, some of them is going to be rare. Some of them you're going to have to trade. You're going to have to jump to a Telegram, jump to Twitter, ask around who has this, who has that, and make it fun. But if you get all the LP pairs and you get the Breep card, you will be getting a golden Forex card. This is going to be a super, super rare card that's going to be giving out heavy incentives. And the incentives, we are not going to release the specifics yet, but I guarantee you, you will want the golden Forex.
How many are we going to make? Tell me.
Oh, it's going to be super rare, guys. Like, the only way for you to actually buy one golden Forex, the price is going to be set kind of high, but we want to make it as rare as possible, so that way people that really is digging the project and really want to take their time and trade the cards and get involved is going to be the winner of these golden Forex. So we said we might have 5 or less. That's how rare this NFT is going to be. So we're not trying to have a lot of the golden Forex, and therefore it's not going to be easy. But whoever wants to play the game, you will be rewarded very heavily if you could get all the cards. And that's why this is the top community in DeFi, because right now we already have a lot of people that's lined up already asking us about the NFTs, when it's coming out. Can it buy more than one? Which the answer is yes. And I think these NFTs are going to go like hotcakes. I think they're going to go within the first couple of days. People are really going to dig them. Unmade Sugar DeFi did an excellent job. Everything looks so perfect. I don't know. It's just a great NFT project. So I feel like this is only the beginning, because we're going to have a second batch of like investors come in, and it's just going to be great. I think this is going to spark a lot of other people to start thinking of creative ways to help out within the drip ecosystem.
Totally agree.
And also for those of you who aren't quite understanding how the LP pairs will be created, let's say, for example, that on one of my cards, it has drip. And then on one of Moonshot's cards, right, it has BUSD. Well, if you are the owner of those two cards, you now have one of the LP pairs that you need to forge the golden Forex card, right? And the cool thing is that once you actually have all of the LP pairs to forge the golden Forex card, those cards are burned. Right? So they're completely out of circulation. So they don't go right back in, right? That's why it's going to be very difficult for you to get the golden Forex. But man, if you get the golden Forex, like Moonshot says, you are going to be in a really good position. And if you go to the site, when you go to the site, you will actually see the two wheels, right? The one for the regular edition, the one for the special edition. And then if you scroll down just a little bit more, you'll actually see what the golden Forex looks like, where you'll be able to, like Moonshot said, purchase it for a hefty fee. But the good thing is that hefty fee will go directly into the reservoir.
Yes.
Exactly.
How
The
much?
I love it.
How
reservoir
much
will
is
be
that
well
hefty
fed.
fee? Because I need to start saving up.
So we've been debating. We still want to sit down and do the math. You know, Moonshot's a math teacher, so we want to kind of do the math. But we're thinking maybe somewhere along the lines of in between 5 to 10 BNB is how much that Forex card is going to be worth.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So the whole
it's gonna
point
be
is the gamification and collecting the NFTs versus buying the gold card, right?
Yeah, because if you're
yeah.
super
Hmm.
super lucky, you can literally buy what did we say? Moonshot, was it 12 cards, and you would be if you were super super lucky, you would be able to forge the NFT.
It will be only 9 cards.
9 cards. There you go. So 9 cards. So for example, some elements, or let's say, you know, tokens, right? I like to call them elements because they're essentially elements. Some elements may be more difficult to find if you're minting only regular edition cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you're not gonna essentially just mint a zero point 0.1 regular NFT card and get the golden forex, because you will have to get some special NFTs as well in order to create those pairs. So we did the math on it, and you essentially will get a golden forex for 1.35 BNB. But if you don't want to waste your time on trading, you can purchase one golden forex at a hefty price.
Hmm.
But it's not going to be easy to get the golden forex. The whole point of the game is, the rarer the golden forex is, the more opportunities people will take in order to purchase it. So
Agreed. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So let me see with a thumbs up. I think I've been seeing them throughout. Does that sound like something you guys are super bullish about? Yep, here they come. Tons of them. Perfect. And again, it goes back to the community really taking the lead on creating utility while Forex Shark continues to develop, right? And that's what I really like about it is we're not waiting, we're being very proactive, and we're thinking about things completely outside of the box, right? Like even with the couple of initiatives, and I don't want to switch gears, but there's been some initiatives around sacrificing right into the tax vault,
yeah.
and then
Mm-hmm.
people have really been having deep conversations about the reservoir, right? So all of these things are ways for people to kind of get involved and contribute in some way, and that's what I love about our community. And then I want Lavelle, because he sent out a tweet, and it was a poll of, which one would you prefer, right? The reservoir or a tax vault contribution. And that kind of goes back to the conversation that we had, right? LD and Moonshot Max
Yeah.
is, once we collect these BNB, what do we do? Do we buy drip, or do we, put the money in the reservoir, right?
Yeah,
So if
yeah,
you guys can talk through that, and then I want Lavelle to kind of come in and provide his findings from his poll.
yeah. So essentially, right, when we talk about burning, a lot of people they're getting upset, right, with the
LD,
thing
you
that was
still there?
happening today, where people
Okay,
were
there you go.
sending their. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I heard the whole conversation.
Okay, yeah. So people were actually getting upset with the fact that, well, they're not actually burning it; they're just sending it to the tax vault, right? And what people are kind of, I guess, what they need to understand is, if we're minting tokens, right? If we just buy a token off of the out of the circulating supply and then burn it, it's just going to be minted right away again, right? So essentially, by us sending that to the tax vault, it's still doing the same exact thing as burning it, because it's not allowing, or not, it's not making the actual thing
It's not
minted.
allowing. It's not
Yeah, it's
allowing the
not allowing
contract to
it
keep minting.
to mint, right? So technically,
Mm-hmm.
burning is the same thing. So what our project is
Mm-hmm.
going to do is, if the if the project is still minting, if Drip's still minting, then we're going to add it to the tax vault. If it's not minting, then what we're going to do is we're going to just burn it, right? And if you are an NFT holder, we're still kind of debating on how that's going to work, but we might do a vote as well, right? Because like we said, it's essentially doing the same thing if the project is still minting, if Drip is still minting, whether you burn it or whether you send it to the tax vault. But if you send it to the tax vault, it helps in the payouts. So we're kind of in that thing because we like the word burn because it is essentially burning these tokens by taking them out of circulation, right? When they're in the tax vault, they are out of circulation.
Correct.
Yeah. I would say the most very imperative thing that we do is add BNB to the reservoir. Because if you go to the Telegram of the reservoir, they have these projections and things that they want to do with the drip price. In order for the drip price to escalate to be over $1, we need at least 5,000 BNB into the reservoir.
Yeah.
So the more BNB that goes into the reservoir, we know the bull run is coming. We know Binance is going to be one of the, if not the top exchange. We know the price of BNB will not stay at 250. It might even climb up close to $1,000 this time. Imagine that same 5,000 BNB right now at $250 that goes to 1,000. That does a 4x.
Yeah,
Right?
that's powerful.
Imagine the power of that that's going to be added to the drip price.
Yeah.
So even though we could burn or send tokens to the tax vault, it's still not going to make a huge dent. We need something that's going to hit hard, and the reservoir is going to hit hard. And that's where our focus should be right now until the Forex chart comes out with the UI and the reservoir updates and the drip faucet updates. But as of now, we really need a solid price floor.
Yeah, we're going to take the position of Cloud Money, right? For those of you who don't know, when Cloud Money took out, I think 80 BNB, we watched the price of Drip drop from $7 down to 60 cents, right?
Yep, huge.
Yep.
So if you don't believe that the actual reservoir is doing something positive for Drip, think again, because what we want to do is we want to help them, I mean Cloud Money. We want to help them add more drip to the reservoir, and that's what is cool about this project. Is not only is it the BNB used to purchase, it's also the BNB used to trade. It's the BNB generated. It's all really, really good. And for example, maybe Moonshot and I, we might own one of our NFTs as well because we think they look cool, right? I know I might want one because they are so sick. But maybe let's say I win that day. Right, my plan is going to be to take the drip and burn it. That's what I'm going to want to do with it. Right, I'm not going to take the daily claim. I'm going to actually just send it and burn it. So if you are that type of person who is like us, you could do the same thing, right? Like for example, when we did that massive giveaway on the Mega Live last Saturday for Christmas, I had people messaging me and saying, "Yo, LD, I don't need the 20 drip airdrop, man. Send it into the faucet for the Guardians. I love your project idea," and people being like, use it for the next lotto. So I mean, like, we have amazing people in this community, and think about it, right? Like if people continue to do this, it's just gonna be burning more drip. It's gonna be adding massive amounts of BNB to the reservoir. It's a win-win in every single situation.
Totally agree. So then that gets us to Lavelle, if he's still on, because there's always this debate, and there's always a debate about this or that, and I'm saying we can have both, right? And the fact that the reservoir is a place for people to participate in kind of stabilizing a price for drip, and then maybe contributing to the tax vault so we can stop minting to maybe help appreciate drip's price. All we're saying is kind of get involved. So Lavelle put out a tweet earlier today, and the poll was, which one would you prefer? And I'll let him kind of dig into it.
Yeah. So on that Twitter poll, because I was just kind of curious, and I was sitting here thinking, what's more important? And according to the drip ecosystem, is it contributing to the tax vault or is it contributing to the reservoir? And according to so far the drip community, with the poll results, 55% believe that the reservoir is more important than contributing to the tax vault, which fell to 45%. So I definitely thought that was maybe something interesting to kind of bring up or to kind of talk through.
Mm-hmm.
And like Drip to Wealth basically stated, I mean, there's really no right or wrong answer. They're both important, but, just wanted to kind of get people thinking and kind of get some ideas from the community.
Yeah. So we landed on the reservoir as well, right? Because that's what we're doing with the NFT utility. We're going to help stabilize the price of Drip. And the minting, I don't know, like for me, and again, for the minting, it simply just slows the process whenever we contribute to the tax vault, especially if you don't get everyone marching to the same beat, right? If you just get a small handful of people that are contributing to the tax vault and the people with these massive wallets continue to claim and sell, it's just drops in a bucket, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what you really need with the tax vault is just new capital driven by fresh utility, right? Driven by marketing and retail to really contribute to really offset the minting process. But we can help stabilize the price with the reservoir. So that's why I lean a bit towards the reservoir versus, contributing to the tax vault. But again, neither one is bad for the ecosystem. Neither one. Yeah. All right. So good. So we talked about the tax vault. Are you guys hear me okay? Because my connection's kind of bad in this room.
Yeah, you hear good.
You good?
Okay.
Hey, it was.
Perfect.
I'm gonna have to pop off and spend time with the wife. It was good being in here with you guys. I hope you guys all have a good night.
You too.
You too,
bro.
man.
You too.
Take
All
care.
right, guys. So the last thing I wanted to cover, and we can cover a few other things. We've got injections, right? we got some injections. And obviously, we voted on the weekly injections, and they showed up in the pig pen. We're pretty happy with what we're starting to get now in terms of BUSD if you're in the pig pen. I know
I'm
I
a
am.
happy camper.
No, I know I am. Every time I look at my pig pen, I'm actually stunned. And I'm saying this is probably the worst it's going to be. Right? Just kind of think about that for a second. This is probably the worst it's going to be. And once people continue to buy and sell pigs and dogs, there's more taxes, and that means there's more money going into the vaults. And as people get more and more confidence in the crypto market in general, and they start to utilize Pancake Swap for their transactions, then we're going to get the rehypothecation. So, the arrow's kind of pointed upwards. And me earning 17 to 20 cents per pig in the worst market historically for cryptocurrency, that's still pretty optimistic, in my opinion, right? Still pretty optimistic. Am I the only one feeling that way?
No way, man. In my video today, I talked about how amazing it is. I think, like I said earlier, people are upset that Animal Farm is getting all the attention, but it's like that newborn baby. It's always going to get the attention, but there's a reason why it's getting the attention, and that's what you have to think about. Because we know that as soon as Forex turns his attention back to Drip, right? I think that Forex is just like, you know what? Let all of the paper hands sell. Let them out, because they are just going to regret it later on. That's seriously what I think he thinks, because we know that's what he's like, So
Totally.
that's what he's doing. And so we build our positions. And what I love is, like, now that my 14 dogs, they get me about, like, I think $2.30 now a day. And people are like, well, that's only $2.30 a day. That's fine, my friend, but that is like what I think it's like 50% APR like a year. So I think let me just double check. I think it was 50.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to let you quantify that number. And then again, we have to do a compare and contrast. Like, it doesn't seem
60.
like a lot compared to what, though? Like, are
Yeah,
you comparing it to like a real life experience of
this
what
is
you're
exactly
getting
what I'm
from
saying.
a bank or a stock? Then
Yeah.
if you are, then it's blowing it out of the water. It doesn't compare. You're right. We're kicking its
Yeah.
butt, right?
What
I
dividend
think,
pays 60%?
Right. Give me a break.
and I think
Yeah.
certain people you shouldn't bet against, and Forex Shark is one of those people. I just got this feeling you just don't bet against him.
I like that.
Because
Yeah.
once the animal farm gets running like a well-oiled machine, we haven't seen anything yet. Once
Yeah.
it gets running like a well-oiled machine,
Mm-hmm.
some of those profits are going to funnel back into drip. So it's just a matter of people. Can you hang tight a little bit? It looks bleak. It doesn't, it looks bleak now, but just give it time. It's going to
Yeah.
all work out.
I
Yeah.
tend to agree with
People
you.
are people are literally saying, like, after they found out that we had $10 million, right? The people were in the comments being like, "Why the hell doesn't he just take like that $10 million and buy all drip?" That wouldn't solve the problem. That would solve people. That would just allow people to sell to get more money, right? We have to
Mm-hmm.
think, like, Forex doesn't want you to sell any of the assets. It's designed for you to not need to sell a single asset and live off of the dividends. So this is what Forex wants. So it
Yeah.
would make way more sense for Forex to take that 10 million. I know we know what he's doing with it, but rather than buying drip with it, it would make more sense for him to take that 10 million and buy the circulating supply of pigs, because that would
That's a
skyrocket
good one.
pigs, which would
Okay.
skyrocket dogs, which would skyrocket drip, right? But people
Gotcha.
don't see how they add together. They don't see how it all adds up. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I try and show in my videos, right? And I think that's why it's so important that we have people doing videos, and we have these Twitter spaces, because this is important information, and some people might be able to see something that maybe you don't see. I literally had two people message me saying, "LD, I didn't get the airdrop from the Christmas special," and I'm like, 100% you did, my friend. And
Yeah.
they're like, "No, LD, I didn't. I checked." And I'm like, "Okay, well, what's your address again?" I went in there and I went to dripnetwork.ca. I pasted in their address. I went to received airdrops, which is right in the middle there, and it
Mm-hmm.
literally showed the airdrop. But I feel like they didn't know that. So it's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
lots of people don't know how everything works together. So it's our job to kind of help explain. And then they were like, "Oh my God, LD, I'm so sorry." I'm just like, "No worries, man. Now you know. Now you know how to
I
correct
agree.
what
And
you don't
now
know."
you know.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say that people definitely don't understand the nature of the true situation, because when I think about the drip tax vault, I like to use analogies. I see it as a disease of the minting, right? You
Mm-hmm.
see, Forex is trying to cure that disease while other people want to still live with that same disease, right?
Mm.
They want to take Vicks, they want to take NyQuil, they want to just try to get through what's going on. But Forex
Yeah.
says, no, I'm not going to give that $10 million to Drip, because all you guys are going to do is dump it back on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to find a cure for this minting disease. And the only way for me to find a cure is to develop products to provide utility in order to do what? To take the drip and take it out of circulation. I'm
Yes.
trying to solve the problem with a cure, but you guys want me to give you Vicks. I can't give you Vicks, because
Right.
he's thinking on another level. He's not on our level. He's the one that created this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who wants to create anything knows the ins and outs of what they did and understand how to solve the problem. And that's why we have to have patience. It takes time to develop good products. It
Totally.
takes time to innovate. It's not something that's rushed, and people don't have the patience. And this is a microwave society. Everybody wants everything done fast. I totally get it. But Forex is not thinking about what's going on right now. He's thinking about the ultimate cure. And once you find the cure, everybody's going to benefit from this. Everybody. But the question is, can you hold on?
I agree.
Exactly. Because we are sailing towards, um we're sailing towards, oh my God, I forgot what I was going to say. Lending, right? And lending, in order for us to lend, we need a stable, or a form of stable coin, right? Like, we need our coins to be stable, otherwise it's going to be very difficult for us to lend on them, right? So the bigger the liquidity pools are for our tokens, the more stable our coins become.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're planning to do lending from AFP, from AFD, from DRIP, we need them to be stable, which means we need a big liquidity pool in all of them, right? The bigger the liquidity pool, the more stable the coin. So this is kind of where Forex is heading right now. If he's going to give you a reason not to sell your drip every time, you're going to take that drip and it's going to be paired with BUSD automatically from the claim in your your faucet. That's going to add to the liquidity pool, which is going to add more liquidity, which is going to stabilize the price.
Agreed.
And we know that lending is coming. So this is something, it's just like, man, it's all laid out in front of you. It just takes some people to kind of put the pieces together. And then all of a sudden you go like, whoa, holy crap. That's right.
Agreed. Agreed. And then someone just asked, because I want to make sure we get to these questions, where can we get the information on the NFT or the site? You guys want
Yeah.
to let them know?
So
Okay.
we're still working on that, guys. We want to have something solid out. Hopefully in maybe, I don't know, it's coming quickly, but maybe sometime next week we want to have something out to give some more information. We are working hard to build the website right now. We're working. I know Moonshot's working really hard on the white paper. And with Unmade Sugar is finishing some of those NFTs, because they're not just single-sided NFT, guys. They're double-sided NFTs. So on the front, it's got like the collector card, and on the back, it's got this 6 story. So it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a double-sided NFT before, but it's legitimately so sick. And like,
Right. It's fine.
we have all written out our stories just in a really cool kind of superhero-y way. And it's really cool. So you're going to get the NFT, and then you're going to be able to flip it over and see the story on the other side. It's really, really cool. Did I miss anything there,
Perfect.
Moonshot?
Thanks, LD. Let me see here.
Yeah, we're gonna take a couple. I say a couple more weeks to finalize everything. We just want the best product for everybody. We don't want to be a type of team that's gonna do things half-ass. We want to examine every single aspect of this project to see if it benefits everybody. And once we're able to do that, and we're almost done, guys. We're literally like 75, 80% done. We just need to like just the little fine tunes, the dot the I's and cross the T's. We just need the little things that's left, and we don't want to rush it. But we will be in our channels. We will be giving you updates if you watch our channels. We will be giving you little sneak peeks of the NFT here and there.
I love it.
Right. So, but it's definitely coming, guys. It's definitely coming.
Yeah, we're hoping to have it out by mid-January, sometime mid-January. That's kind of when we're hoping. But as for the white paper, we're hoping to get that out earlier. It's just like Unmade Sugar. His wife got COVID, so he's having a bit of daddy daycare situation going on. So it's kind of hard for him. But I think he's finished all of the NFTs now, and he's just working on the posters. And then we've got to add them all, get everything set up. Get the spinners on the website, do the coding in the website to make sure the spinners are working, and using randomization so that the cards are coming at random. And then it's going to be, you can go to the website, you can read about the project, you can read the white paper, and as soon as we launch it, then you'll be able to start buying it. So use the opportunity now while BNB is low to get yourself 0.1 BNB or 0.25 BNB, just to have it ready. Because if you were on the Mega Live, you would have seen one of the NFTs, what they look like. If you weren't, check out the Mega Live. I'm probably going to have it Saturday, just earlier this week, because it's New Year's Eve. But check out the Mega Live on Saturday, and I'll show it as well what the NFTs look like. But they're super cool, like a superhero card, and like we said, we're going to add elements to it, and it's going to be so sick.
I agree. And Westside Ian, I love this. See, again, this is a community that is super unselfish. He sent me a text message, and he reminded me that Unmade Sugar still has NFTs available for sale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to pin Unmade Sugar's Twitter page onto this Twitter Spaces. So when you guys come back and re-listen, you can tap on his Twitter page and actually see the current NFTs that he still has available to sell. So Westside and One, I appreciate it, brother. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, and that's kind of like how this came to be. It was like, as Avengers, and then his NFT project, it just was something that just worked out perfectly. And then with Moonshot's game theory, it exploded. And then we were in the group like just celebrating, and Drip Gardener's in the group as well, guys, and he was just sitting there, and he kept posting that face with the eyes wide open, and he was just like, "You guys are literally blowing my mind right now." But it's like I love how many YouTubers and how many creative minds we have in this network. Like, this network is amazing, and when we put our minds together, what we
Yes,
can achieve is absolutely
exactly.
massive.
Massive.
Yeah, and that's what separates us from all the other communities, right? Like for me, again, and we're saying that with the level of confidence, not saying that we're kind of speaking within a vacuum or on an island. We have been around crypto long enough where we can compare and contrast the level of engagement and commitment from all these other communities. And I'm telling you, they are not doing it. Most of them have sizzled out, right? They've got fatigue, and we are ramping up. That's the crazy part, is we're continuing to ramp up and
Yeah,
get even more excited, right?
Exactly.
So that's why we believe not in just Forex, but in the community itself. I said again, man, like Forex Shark is the developer, but it's the community that stabilizes the base, right? So he's
yeah,
literally standing on our shoulders, right? We're maintaining this thing until he is ready to launch the unexpected and change DeFi forever. So can we
yeah.
stabilize it with all of these brilliant and creative minds for the next few months? The answer is yes, right? The
We
answer
can
is
figure out
yes.
a way. Yeah. And
Totally.
it's funny, right? Because we all have different mindsets, and we all think differently. Mo is different from Mark, who's different from Moonshot, who's different from Double D, and then you have Rockape. And I feel like Rockape is like in the group, and he's just literally there, like, well, okay, guys, but think about this, because
Yes.
the community might think this if you do this, So he is looking at it from an outside perspective, as what would a community member think of this, and how can we make sure that it doesn't happen like that. So I mean, we have been thinking, and we're constantly thinking about different ideas with the NFT project, and then it's like we come up with something, and Rockcape's like, well, what if they think this? And then we're like, all right, scrap that, let's do it, start from scratch.
Yeah.
I feel like he's like the downer, and he's like, sorry guys about the
Yeah,
downer, but I just want you guys to see like what someone in the community would see if you did it like that. And
totally.
it's amazing how we all kind of work together.
I
checks,
totally agree.
checks and balances, and that's why our group is so powerful, because we're all able to check everybody else and balance everything out. Everyone has an opinion, and their opinion matters, and
Hmm.
everybody respects everybody else in the group. So not one person has a supreme power, but as a unit, we have the same agenda. So that's why the group is so powerful. No one is the leader and the ultimate boss of anything. We are just coming together. Everybody has a final say, and that counts on everybody else's opinion. Like, I love to listen to Drip to Wealth's opinion, Rock Eight's opinion. Once they tell me something, it motivates me to become better and to do better. So I really appreciate that about the group as well.
Right
Yeah,
on.
and
I'm
I think
loving it.
like we literally could not have joined up a better group. I don't want to even add more to our small group that we have, guys, because I love how meshed we all are. I love that the Guardians are going to be able to allow other YouTubers to join us, and I mean, like, guys, like when we talk to Drip Guide Brandon, right? He is not an NFT fan. But the second we explained how everything was going to work with the gamification, with the trading, with the reservoir support and everything, and the buybacks and burns, he's like, LD, the second you get that done, let me know, because I'm going to be starting to promote it as well. And then we got YouTubers like
Nice.
Mr. Lee, right? And he is from the second he heard about it as well, he's like, I'm in. I'm in. So I feel
Yes,
like we're just going to collect more YouTubers, more influencers, and that's just more drip that's going to be going to that faucet, which means that the payout for the winner each week is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And obviously more NFTs are going to go, but it might make it a little bit easier for you to get that that LP pair, you know.
I
So
love it.
kind
I
of,
love it.
yeah, it's so sick. It's so
No,
sick. I'm gonna
it
keep saying that.
is. No, and but
And
it
wait till
fits
you
though.
guys see what
Yeah.
drip to wealth looks like in the NFTs.
Boom.
Right on. I love it. No, everybody looks rock star, man. I'm telling you, like, this is the best time to have this type of very honest conversation. Again, we are just revving up, positioning ourselves to succeed in 2023. And all of this is substantiated by real utility, right? If you notice, we didn't get on this Twitter spaces and just scream a bunch of hyper words and adjectives to really get you guys amped up about staying locked in and accumulating and holding. No, we gave you something for you to sink your teeth into, like utility. That's the type of stuff that gets community engagement. That's the type of stuff that forces buying pressure on drip. And the more buying pressure we have on drip, then the more eyes we have because the chart starts to move, right? And then we
Yeah.
see price appreciation that follows up, right? Now you've got more and more people outside of our community really curious about what's going on in the animal farm and the drip network. So
Yeah.
all of this stuff is just motivating, man, to just stay locked in and committed to the project.
And
So,
we like
so how
this
many?
project to. Oh, sorry, Lavelle.
Yep. So how many cards are going to be created out of curiosity? NFT
So
cards.
I mean, Musha, you know the exact answer on that one.
Oh yeah, we are gonna have 14 cards per Avenger. So we're gonna have 10 original NFTs. We're also gonna have 4 special NFTs. So then we're gonna have 12 original Avengers. So basically we're gonna have 14 times 12. So I believe we're gonna have a little bit less than 160. Let's
Yeah,
say that.
plus the 4X's, right?
Yes, plus the forexes, of course. But
Yeah.
we're still not sure exactly how much of the golden forexes we want to create. So we don't want to give a finalized number, but that's the rough math behind it.
Yeah, but we also want you guys like all community members to be trading these or at least attempting to trade them on Twitter. So if you go to Twitter and you say, "Hey guys, I've got two BUSD cards, one LD and one Moonshot. Does anyone have a drip card? I will trade you." And like hashtag hashtag, drip network, hashtag guardians of the reservoir. So I'm hoping that it absolutely explodes on Twitter. Obviously the drip groups are going to be, just flooded with
Yeah.
people who are going to be wanting to trade because like you're going to need to create the LP pairs. But man, like this, I can see this being something that, it's because it's not like you're just putting your BNB somewhere and just forgetting it. You are actually getting an NFT for that BNB that you use. You buying something, right? But at the end of the day, you are still in the draw every single week to win drip. You're helping out drip because you're helping out the price of the reservoir. And if you don't win the entire time, once that wallet is maxed out, you get a full day's claim. So for your 0.1 BNB, it's you
So
get
LD,
20.
nobody's a loser, right?
Yeah,
No,
everybody's a loser.
No, yeah, everybody
no
wins
way.
at some point, right? It's
Yeah,
unlike any other scratch offs where you scratch off and you've got whatever the odds are to win. And if you don't win, you tear it apart and you throw it in the garbage. Well, here you maintain it
Yep.
because at some point you will win,
yeah,
right?
And
No losers?
and
Great.
that and that goes back to Forex Shark because he's our leader and he's the one that's paving the way for us to think on that level. Because when we first started with the NFT project, it was good ideas, but we had to bring it up to a Forex Shark type of level. Like
Yeah,
Forex Shark just makes us want to be great, and we said
I
we
love
need a
that.
project that everybody wins. At a certain
Yes,
point, no one is going to lose out on anything. So we had to
perfect.
take time and shout out to Forex Shark because he's the one that's paving the way. He's teaching us exactly what works and what we should be doing.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a great point. I love that. Good stuff. No losers, only winners. That sounds like our community. No losers, only winners. I love that.
Yeah.
That should be a slogan.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. I love it. Well, look, guys, it's about that time. It's again, we try to go for about 90 minutes, and if we need to, we go a little longer. But we just wanted to emphasize that our community is still locked in and that there is some amazing utility planned for 2023. And we wanted to give you guys a peek under the tent. So if you want to learn more about it, you obviously want to pay attention to all of our YouTube channels. So they've been pinned in this Twitter Spaces. And each week, we'll probably, amongst our group, we'll be having a conversation about the NFTs. Where do you go? How do you get involved? How much they cost? What the utility is? What's the benefit? We're going to be ramping up that conversation leading into second, third week of January. But at this moment, if it's okay with you guys, is there anything you guys want to say to the group as we head into 2023?
Accumulate.
That's a good one, LG.
I I noticed that the price of drip went over 70 cents, so something is brewing.
Hey,
You know what's
hey,
happening? They're listening
Nice.
to this NFT song.
come on, baby.
72 cents on the decks.
Yeah,
I'm,
it's
I'm loving it.
pretty
Accumulate,
cool.
accumulate. What else we got for them? What else we got? What else can we talk? So we talked about the utility. What should we tell them heading into 2020? This is our last Twitter Spaces for 2022. What do we want to leave them with? So accumulate is a great lead off.
Listen,
Any,
I'm a big fan in doing my research and learning from my mistakes. So for me
yes,
personally, I would say the biggest lesson is for us to learn from our mistakes in the year 2022
yeah,
and continue to thrive and push through 2023 because the bear market is still going to be here next year. But now our eyes are open. Now we learn from these lessons. Now is the time to accumulate. Now is the time to forge relationships with other
love
people
that.
in the in the community, so that way we could have a friend that's going to talk to us that we could lean on. We don't want to
Yes,
lean on the flutter. Let's lean on our friends. Let's lean on the drip network. Let's get busy. It's time for us to put in that work. Forest Shark is tired. He's tired. He's tired. He's tired.
I
It's
love it.
time.
And
Yeah,
and
man.
just to reiterate on what Moonshot said, for a fudder, it is really simple to be a fudder because I had a fudder in my comments saying, what did they say? They were like, Scratchies is not going to bring enough utility to drip because all it's going to do is put drip in, or it's going to like give rewards in drip, which is just going to make people with drip bags be bigger. But that just proves that they have no idea what
Nope.
Scratchy actually is,
Nope.
right?
Totally agree.
Scratchy is going to be massive, absolutely massive. So stick with the people who, I know it's funny to say, YouTubers and influencers, but we all talk to each other. We are all in communications from the small YouTubers up to the big YouTubers. So we
Yes,
all know the same things. And if someone sees something, we point it out to the others and then we debate it, right?
yes,
And once Scratchies comes, it is a massive utility because it's not in drip, it's in BNB, and the BNB from the purchases is going to be used to buy back assets. It's not going to pay out rewards in drip, in AFP, in AFD. So it's way more bullish than most people think.
I agree. I agree, LD. Mo, you still there? And Lavelle, since you're still the speaker, you guys want to leave the listeners with the message coming out of 2022, heading into 2023?
Yeah, man. For me, there's nothing really to add to the beautiful conversation we had. I'm just wishing everybody a great year. For me, 2022 was a lot of lessons learned, and I hope all of us could give you guys a little bit of a little bit of things to think about going into 2023, and hoping to keep some community momentum up with these projects. Like, I know there's a lot of community effort that's being put in with so many different projects, and we're hoping to, at the end of the day, keep sustaining the protocol as much as we can until Forex launches more projects in 2023. So I know that he was on vacation, he came back from vacation, and now he's working hard to bring more utility out in Q1 of 2023. So I'm very excited for that. And I hope everybody's going to be here with us. And we're going to just go through the bear market together and come out alive, hopefully.
There you go.
Well,
I love it. Lavelle, you still there, sir? Okay.
Yeah, my only thought is, like, if this is the worst, just imagine 2023 and 2024, how that's going to be. That's going to be great. We're going to have all this utility with the lending, with scratchies. Heck, Forex Shark probably has a thought that hasn't even popped in his head yet, which will
Agreed.
most likely happen.
Mm-hmm.
So just believe in the innovation and believe in something different is going to happen. I think we're going to be okay. So that's all I have to say to the group.
No, and I
yeah,
appreciate it.
that's a really good point. It's a good point. Look at what Forex posts on Twitter when he posts about all I want for Christmas is the what did he say? The ending of the traditional finance sector. That guy has an agenda, and that agenda is to be the king of decentralized finance. You know he's going to do whatever he can to make sure that his name goes down in DeFi history.
I agree. He has an ego and he wants to be the best.
And that's why he doesn't show his face.
I agree. And that's why, again, I think it was Lavelle that said, don't bet against him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't do it. It's not even worth it. So I agree. I agree. It would not be smart. And I think we hit everybody. Did we get all the speakers? Yeah,
did Double D talk today? I didn't hear Double D.
No, he's just as a listener. Double D, if you want to speak, I'm going to go ahead and invite you really quick and see if you've got a moment. See if he's still listening. And then for my listeners, if you guys want to chime in and say something before we close out 2022 and head into this massive bullish 2023 for our ecosystem, here's the one thing in my mind I feel like is going to happen. I feel like the Drip network in the animal farm is going to catch fire in early Q1. And can you imagine the excess capital that we'll then have, not only to change our own lives, but to maybe go shopping for some other stable coins and catch those on sale before the next cycle? Can you imagine? Like, there's a big difference from, maybe having $100 to invest on a cryptocurrency versus maybe like $1,000 because we're expecting Drip in the animal farm to just rocket. Like 10x on $100 only gets you to what? $1,000. A 10x on 1,000 gets you to 10. That's why the rich continue to get richer. They have more capital to invest in the right assets. And I swear to you, when, if you notice, I didn't say if, I said when Drip and the animal farm hit in Q1, it will be epic in so many ways. Crazy. Bullish. All right, so DeFi, did he get on? All right, he did not. So I'm going to go ahead and then no other listeners. Let me make sure any other listeners want to request to speak. No, everyone's being shy. Okay, perfect. So, hey, look, so we'll go ahead and close it out. This is what I want to say to everyone. Twitter Spaces was something new. We wanted to try it out, a different way to engage with our community. And the best part about this one is you can actually engage real time. Right? You can ask questions on the fly. And sometimes when you get into an AMA setting, the questions are already written down, they're already staged. So you really don't get at the question that you specifically wanted to ask. So Twitter Spaces allows you to kind of plug in right away and get to the heart at whatever issue you're having, the insights you're considering, the strategies you're thinking through, and maybe some of the tough questions that you want to get out publicly, but with the right group that we can actually understand what you're trying to ask and then dial it down to help you understand that maybe it's not a concern, right? So I appreciate everyone being a part of this ride. because it's something new that we tried this year, and we're absolutely going to go ham in 2023. All right. So thinking about some of the things that folks talked about coming out of the call, utility, that's a high priority for the ecosystem, right? And the community engagement is ratcheting up, right? So I'm asking everyone, make certain that you follow and subscribe to everyone who's a speaker on this Twitter Spaces, because they're providing the type of content and insight that you need to make informed decisions, right? And that's when you feel really best about your investments, is when you have all the information to make the right decisions. And everyone on this Twitter Spaces knows exactly what they're talking about. And if we don't have the answer for you, guess what? We're going into our small groups and we're discussing that question, and we're coming out with the best answer that we have, right? So follow everyone in the group. And then finally, I want to say to everyone, I do wish everyone peace and prosperity. I know it gets a little tough when you think about the macro, because some things are completely out of your control. So I really do wish that everyone is gainfully employed, that you make the right investment choices, that everyone within your family, your friends are healthy, right, and progressive. And I pray that everyone stays safe. All right. So with that said, you guys know how I like to close it out. I do wish everyone, again, peace and prosperity as we head into 2023. All right. Until then, I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care, everyone.
Have a good one.
Right on.
See ya,
Take care.
guys.
Take
All
care.
right.
All right, guys.
Mo, LD, Lavelle, Moonshot. Who else we got on here? Crypto Bag. Thank you. Happy New Year. GA Drip Maxi. Happy New Year. West
You,
Side Ian. Happy New Year,
yeah.
my friend. Right on. Who else we got on here? Crypto Karina 64. Happy New Year to you and your family.
You too,
Humble
bro. You
Pie.
too.
That's super dope. Humble Pie. That's a good one. Jock Daddy. Okay, my man. Happy New Year. And this one, Izzy111. Happy New Year to you and your family. Who else we got on here? Oscar XP. Welcome. Happy New Year, my friend. Is this one Midir 92? Happy New Year to you. And finally, Country 505. Happy New Year. Everyone stay safe. We'll see you guys in 2023. Take care, everyone.